Hey, I want to give you another good tip when buying a used car. Make sure you pop the hood and you look under the hood. Then you're going to pull the dipstick out and let's check the oil. You can see it's a little bit low, and not only that, it's gummy. It's time for replacement. Then you're going to want to start the engine. I'm not going to start it because I want you to be able to hear me talk, but you're going to start the engine and you're going to pull the dipstick out. With the engine running, the emergency brake on, you're going to check the fluid, make sure it's the correct level. Then let's check the color of it. Smell it. Doesn't smell burnt. Looks nice and red. If that transmission fluid is any other color but red, you definitely want to make sure you get it serviced or check it out a little more thoroughly. You definitely want to check the air breather. Make sure you take it off. You look underneath there. You don't want oil, debris, or you don't want it black or trash. You want to make sure that's cleaned out and there's definitely no oil in it. If you see oil in your air breather, there's definitely an issue. You want to look at the brake fluid, make sure it's full. Then you want to pull the cap off. You want to look inside there. You want to make sure it's nice and clean. You don't want it any other color but like a light brown or a gold. You're going to want to check around the valve cover to make sure there's no leak in oil, both sides of it. Then you're going to definitely start the engine. You want to listen when you start it to make sure you don't hear any bearing noise or rattling or anything like that at all. You're going to want to pull the cap off the power steering. You want to check it, make sure that it's full. If it's low, you definitely got a leak somewhere. You want to make sure when you check it out, it doesn't smell burnt. It's nice and clean. Then you're going to want to go over to the radiator. You're going to want to pull that off there, the cap. You're going to want to look in there. You want to want nice green fluid, just like you see right here. It looks good. You're going to want to check the belts to make sure that the serpentine belt isn't cracked or frayed, or you're leaking water around the water pump. You want to make sure your hoses nice and clean and new and not cracked up. Get your hands on them and touch them. You want to pop the washer jug, make sure there's fluid down in there, and definitely operate it to make sure it's working, that you don't have any holes in the washer line anywhere. And give it a good overview. Definitely check your battery connections. Make sure they're not all corroded and green, nice and tight. This one's loose, needs attention. And make sure you start the AC system. When you turn the AC on, both fans, both cooling fans, should come on with the air conditioning running. If you start it up and you turn the AC on and you don't have any fans running, your AC is not going to put out cold air properly. If you have one fan running, same thing. It's not going to cool the car. Make sure both fans are running. If they're not running, you definitely need to find out what to look at. As I like to look at the engine area, the bay area, and I like to look to see how dirty it is. You can see this car has not been washed or cleaned, and the dealership did not put any shine on it. Kind of makes it easier when you're looking at it, you know, to see if there's any oil or anything anywhere. Look right here, these are two AC lines. You see how much oil debris around there? There's probably a small AC leak coming out of here. That's what would cause a bunch of debris and oil buildup and dirt around your AC lines. One of the last things you want to do is you want to get inside the car and start it up. You want to put the car in drive, put your foot on the brake, and you want to tap the gas a little bit. You shouldn't feel the engine or the transmission mounts jumping and slamming and bouncing around. It should be just a nice transition. You should be able to go from park to reverse to drive with a little bit of gas pedal depressed, and you shouldn't feel any engine shifting at all. It should be very, very minor. If you feel a bunch of bouncing and a bunch of jumping around, you're definitely going to have some engine mounts with some cracks, frays, or broken. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll be getting another video out to you guys next week, and it should be episode 4.